Thanks so much, Sierra. Well, yeah, already dragging Abyss from 7-13 previously against SRB to a quadruple overtime victory. There's no telling what they can do with Split, a map that Shopify Rebellion Black, even with this new composition, were barely able to scrape away from QOR in their last matchup. Marks, this has got to be a run back in more ways than one. Otherwise, the gap just may be too big for Shopify Rebellion Black to make up.
It's going to be so difficult. Like, even coming into this, right? Even understanding the history, which we've thankfully laid out in front. Shout out to the desk. It's so hard to predict how this one is going to be shaking out because exactly like Ash was saying, so many known quantities coming in for both of these sides. They're starting to get a better understanding of how they're going to be playing. But I want to highlight that sniper head-to-head once again between Satellite and Smoke. Satellite has been starting to turn it up in these previous matches, and Smoke has been the player that has been consistently on the receiving end of the shorter end of the stick. So if that continues to happen, it could work out in Shopify Rebellion's favor. But at the same time, Note has just been a crazy fragger so far after map number 1. Imagine we'll be seeing more.
Yeah. Satellite unable to TP away in time to not get traded away by Flya, so the spike can still keep trekking its way through A main. Hope that toxic screen is going to just get them up to the ramps as well, while the remaining 2 will just use a couple bullets to force their way up into the vents to go for an easy A pinch. 2 stocked up on Heaven here. Smoke given away, both turning to the fight, and Nature will get one on the way down while Xander goes for the drop. This is immediately red, turn 2, but Xander still gets away with one on the way down as well. Every member of Shopify getting theirs before falling.
You want to talk about evened out? Well, it's 2v2 now. A little bit of stall utility to try and slow the push through. Ion's still alive. Does have the blast packs, but it's going to be a trade again.
Note for Exa on the double up, down to just Kumi and Exa, your 2 Sentis. In such different positions, Kumi unable to activate as quickly as Ion can on that sole fragger position here on the front lines for the attack, with Smoke's entrying. So a lot more singular that these threats from QOR have to be. Exa steps up and loses to Kumi. And so QOR having a round as close as their previous game here on Split was against Shopify, but they come out the victor. Does the tale of the tape continue throughout the series?
Once again, like, looking at the stars right now, you must be like, oh, we're destined for overtime with how this one is going to be going there. All the way down to just a 1v1, but I like the positioning that Kumi was playing, making sure to really just isolate those individual angles without giving any information away until that peak kind of happens. So great just job from Kumi at the very end, but you can tell SRB aren't going down swinging just quite yet. There's going to be the buy-up coming through for QOR. He's seeing quite a bit of weaponry in their hands as they want to approach this one. Fly having this Sheriff. As SRB, they get their defense set up. Exactly like we saw in that last round. It's going to be 1 duelist per site with an Omen or a Fade. Kind of backing that up while Exa continues to control mid. Exa had a very tough game last time, specifically against Smoke. The last time these 2 teams faced off against each other. And exactly in mid as well. So once again, just reading the other team very well.
Xander has an easy crouch that can be counteracted, and Ion can't land enough dinks in time to be able to do any solid damage, so QOR can just trample through this B-site exec and keep things pretty standardized. They're going to prio Note's ulti as well with this ult orb. Good right click from Nature. Smoke's got to get out of there, otherwise he hands over a free Marshall. Oops. Okay, some tower presence, but from there, QOR should have this in the bag.
And Nature, last person alive, like you said, a pretty good right click, but not enough really to seal the deal on this round. So all things considered, this is kind of perfect. As long as Fly can kind of stay alive, it's going to be a lot of weapons available into this next one as all this utility just kind of being dumped in here. Well, okay, all right. I was seeing the reload there. I thought for sure Fly was going to get caught off guard, but Nature, you know, just the one tap, and that's going to make it work out. So QOR now up 2-0. Going to be able to go for this nice, comfortable bonus based off of only losing a pistol, all things considered. And this is going to be Shopify now trying to come back full weaponry in hands and still rocking this Raze composition, which feels like it's really fallen to the wayside after the introduction of the Waylay Yoru kind of combo duelists.
Going with the 2-1-2 for the anti-bonus. Shopify will buy the full shields here. Ion once again on the boxes, but this time extra boosted. And Xander, yet again, trying to play for that distraction.
After the information kind of gets given away, you see immediately the reset happens. Smoke, operator in hand. Going to be leading the charge here. This is going to be Satellite as well as Nature. Try and stall this one out. The mid presence has also been completely evaporated, so Core have safe passage if they want to push into heaven, which that looks like what Note wants to do.
Yeah, it feels like you want to at least get one up there. Nature with the flash from Satellite, and that's a great double pinch from Shopify. Then you're able to just back out onto site, prevent yourselves from getting pinched, play for stall, maybe get one on the way down so that you have an easy take back on the site. The Core instead try and infect. Note gonna take a peek out to the back line.
30 seconds left.
Force a smoke and a paranoia out of them. Nature getting spotted by the dog. Note daring to step into this. Gutsy, but they're on the bonus. Well warranted. Kumi's getting inserted, able to get away with one. Oh, found three. Xander and Exa both walking through heaven. So Fly has all of a sudden got an operator in a 1v2. But no time, so
yeah,
we're just gonna end this over and hold on to an operator for the attack half, I suppose.
A little bit of a gift and a curse, that operator. Oh my goodness. You look at the price tag and you're like, this thing is a lot. And so there's not even really the opportunity because you see Core playing so carefully around that specific operator. And obviously you want it to be in Smoke's hands. We've talked about the pressure that Smoke is able to kind of exude on top of the other people, especially in some of these like close range sniper fights that we've seen. If you were paying attention yesterday, you definitely saw some of those. But honestly, that last round, shout out Nature and shout out Satellite. They're able to do that pinch perfectly, find 2 kills and escape in the middle of all of it, leaving Core kind of scratching their heads. The round really felt like it was over before things kind of got started. That was all thanks to it. Ion once again on this top box here, as it is going to be just another predictable defense setup by SRB, but if it ain't broke, then why bother trying to fix it?
Yeah. No reason to switch up just yet. When it's such a decent angle. This crunch, especially with the Omen util, install here for a decent bit of time. The issue is you have Smoke staring down your gullet the whole time, so it's difficult to justify being the first to strike. Smoke sent out into mid after some action projected there, and there's Smoke's walkout, gets in front of the box and takes down Xander.
Not another step.
Gonna be the
Decoy
evolution
sent
online.
out. A decoy sent up by Satellite just to feign that extra presence, and now the Cosmic Divide to get in while X is already rotated. Ion has yet to move from this spot, and Kumi's not checking it at all. Ion holding onto the trigger discipline. That is gutsy as, but it'll pay off. Probably can't hold on to that position now, but getting away with that, pretty decent. Haunt shot out. Ion's got to extend, but Moose has the high ground already, and Core has enough angles to work with, and not enough members of Shopify to counteract this time.
Oh, yep. Just kind of looking the wrong way there for Moose, and just like that, SRB are going to have their opening if they want it. Flya going for the bar rotate, actually makes it around in time. This could be devastating for SRB.
So speedy, no one's looking at this, and they get a freebie onto Satellite. Nature now position controlled, known, and completely crunched. That was a crazy wrap by Flya, nice and speedy to get Core back on the board here.
This is wild coming out from Core. I mean, such a good thought process and stall of utility coming out from Shopify Rebellion Black that time around. I mean, obviously, yeah, this flashy play from Ion looks all nice and dandy, but you see all of the measures that are being kind of thrown at the board to make it so that Core have such a difficult time entering in onto the site, and they feel like they need to use the Cosmic Divide to make it happen. Specifically, just dropping the decoy after Xander going down, and Ion as well, just kind of feigning that presence. It makes it feels like there's so much more activity happening on B, which slows down Core for a second. So good ideas, but the execution unfortunately not working out for Shopify Rebellion. Smoke can be taking this outlaw, moving things through while Nature holds nice and close. This time it is going to be this dirty A attack, and Smoke finds a kill.
Yeah. Just needs the outlaw this time. And can keep that surgical walking up going as Core gets chauffeured in. Letting Kumi start to lurk more consistently as well. Big fan of that for this round. Able to maybe catch a straggler, but Shopify very quick to the rotation this time with the worst guns.
Oh, boy.
And now you've got the spike rotating.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, you look at the clock, right? We saw this happen so often on Abyss as well. As soon as they kind of call that rotation over for Shopify Rebellion Black, you look, oh, there's still a minute left. Okay, yeah, let's just go for that far rotate. And now all of the heaven has been completely given up. Smoke is going hunting, looking for something, might be able to catch Exa off guard, while SRB are just waiting for a sign of life and are not going to be given anything.
Yeah, they've gotten fully cornered, and now they, if anything, they have to get through these players that just want to farm their orbs to have a chance at dying to this spike here in this eco. So just going to use a lot to clear their way through the bodies that they don't want to be in their way, but that's just not going to happen. There is a doorstop on every angle. You will be dying to a member of a member of core this round. Oh, Ion might not be. That was the operator, no? So, or the outlaw, no.
Yeah, okay. All right. Nothing too crazy coming out from there. As soon as I saw the bucky in hand, I'm like, oh boy. This is how it goes. It's going to be Smoke popping around the corner, and it's going to be, yeah, operator falling down. But that's okay, because someone should be able to walk over and be able to, or sorry, the outlaw, and, you know, it's going to be all good. So, Core, a very dominant start here right now on this attacking half. It really feels like they foiled a lot of how Shopify Rebellion Black want to play. It really feels like night and day since we last saw these two teams on this specific map. And now the ultimate cycling is going to be online for both of them. And of course, like you see, Nature coming in with this Odin right now. We've seen the value that's kind of got through these smokes. But dueling Nightfalls on either sides and dueling Dimensional Drifts, they do a great job of holding things in check, and that's going to be a check for Smoke. The satellite goes down, dropping the operator and giving Core a big advantage on this round.
Man, that was the heat check right there for Smoke. No flash, no decoy, no help. And in an op, watching the angle, Smoke just outswings it and takes down that operator in one fell swoop. Shopify already placing more pressure on themselves to commit to a site to defend.
Not ready yet.
It's still 55 on the clock, and Core, they're already gonna try and pull another bamboozle here. Throw the interceptor out, get the whole damn team out of your way, except for the Nightfall and the Dimensional Drift to sell the space and let that spike saunter on over to A all the while. Nature might be keen to it early, though. And especially now that Smoke has made his way over to CT, it's just a scramble to get to the other side of the map with so many members of Core and God knows where. Flya with the operator gets an easy catch-up by Exa, and the Nightfall will actually intercept, so the TP can come through by Xander. This is such a good counterplay. Xander step on for free, but no, it flicks onto it. The 2v1 and Nature can't find the spray. Looking for Kumi, it's bad timing. And Smoke has made his way back up to heaven. Core can recoup and grab hold of this round again. X has made his way on and is getting sprayed down like there's no tomorrow. Smoke for 4. The Dimensional Drift to circumnavigate the map to take back A with ease.
Oh boy. I mean, once again, a good idea coming out from SRB to try to make that retake work, but it just really felt like the fact that Smoke gets away coming out of the TP, holding so far forwards. Even despite all this map presence being established, you know, the cards were just simply stacked against him, and Nature was in just such an awkward position, allowing Smoke to kind of find that timing there. As another round goes to the wayside, Core really starting to run away with this map. SRB taking the time out now. Still having 3 ultimates available. Ion having the showstopper satellite, as well as the Dimensional Drift. Actually got the pit here, but this is looking so good and so clean from Core. They're doing a fantastic job at just working the map, taking advantage of all the space that they're given, and somehow finding more. And that has honestly been the name of the game so far. Shopify Rebellion Black have simply just not held on to their spaces as effectively and are consistently falling for a lot of these fake rotations going on by Core.
It's true, and that was something that Core has been so proficient at on previous matchups against other teams, being able to have a lot of convincing noise be made on one site, which with this composition, it's so easy to do, and then so easy to also go back through spawn and just rotate through with impunity, get over to that other side, keep jerking this defense to and fro. And, yeah, I mean, now you're forcing Shopify to kind of just throw in conditions at the wall to see what sticks. The pit, not used preemptively in this eco round from Shopify. They'll just try to maintain the close quarters presence, get a couple choke-free kills, and, manifest something this half, but already so difficult to do so.
Yeah, knife getting spotted out there, so a lot more respect being played right now to Smoke. Like we talk about, was doing a really big job yesterday, and it's just such an ever-present threat. So a lot of respect is kind of given right now, just playing kind of cheeky angles here as Ion gets a chunk taken out of him, but that's all good because you got a shotgun and you're playing nice and close.
Yeah, no reason to switch it up now. Smoke, another walk down with this outlaw. He gets chipped. TP's out. Oh, Flya finds the timing on Satellite with the rise up. And that should be the A pinch confirmed.
There.
It's about divvying up the attention paid on mid here. Now the C's placed on the screens, so Nature will be fully forced away.
Oh, yeah.
30 seconds left.
Easy takeover on the site. Oh, yeah. Just fires through that smoke on the... Yeah.
Oh, boy. It's not looking good right now for Shopify Rebellion, and I think that this last round really is a momentum buster, right? Like, SRB, sure, things might not have been feeling great after how they lost that quadruple overtime on their own map pick. But Core just feel like they've got their finger on the pulse. They know exactly what they kind of need to do and have been doing a great job at kind of working their best ability here to be able to win some of these rounds. We're seeing them try to adapt themselves to, you know, change things up, you know, show a different look on that defense, confuse Core a bit, but nothing has been working out thus far. But this time, it will be that rifle round coming through. Satellite once again back on the operator. Phantoms across the board on the other side. Still those two duelist ultimates alongside X's pit.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think Core have really given them an opportunity to use them. It always just feels like Core's already taken things over before any ultimate can even be used.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. There's, it's pretty cut and dry. Now with the buy up, Exa will use that Viper's Pit just to safeguard mid, to be expected with how little development there's been able to be in the Viper conditioning so far. Just, yeah, Core hasn't had to deal with it all too much. It feels like Shopify are trying to feign being universal, like you're able to have maybe 3 bodies at once on either site, or at least make it look like that. And you're able to do that with the Yoru clone. We already saw Satellite do that before with the TP, with the Viper util. You can do that. Of course, with Satellite opping, you do reduce the chances of being able to feign that as consistently, but Smoke is also just walking in alone, this operator, to go for the opener, and he will falter. So already Shopify will be pretty keen to where this attack's going to be, at least the first bit of noise made on it. 45 to go, and Core's going to make their way up into the vents. Milk it down well by
on the other
Xander.
side.
Ion would be the kind of guy to step into this, but on the Raze, I don't think that's happening. Already the Boombot used as well. Just gonna get, yeah, stunned by that Nova Pulse. Well placed by Xander there. Or Note, excuse me.
There.
Drop down onto site. Easy takeover. Yeah, Kumi. Wow, he gets both of those. Record time. This was a rifle round, dude, and it looked just as decisive as before. This is an insane attack half coming out from Core so far.
Yeah, and once again, they're going to get yet another round. The call gets made to save everything, despite the fact that Nature takes Smoke out so early. It's so patient from Core. They really just take their times. They're using their utility to make sure that they do their due diligence to clear everything out. Don't even give SRB an opportunity to find a single kill. The pop out into heaven to punish Ion, and then immediately moving on site. Kumi, sure, walks away with a double kill, but once again, they've got protocols set up to try and make sure that they're able to find the kills before anything even happens. And so, just like that, oops, yeah, no, we'll at least spot something out, but Exa finds the kill there. The Viper's Pit gets expended for SRB on this rifling round, exactly like you said. And once again, not a lot of value found from any of the players of SRB. Core playing their patient game. It feels like they're just reading SRB like a book and are more than happy to continue to toy with their food before they actually move in to engage on site.
Very well practiced. Very little available to be punished. Yeah, just very well drawn overall. It was very low risk, high reward with the way that they're going through this, despite the moments where Shopify have the stacks available.
No,
Ion, proactive showstopper, doesn't land a body. That interceptor as well is going to prevent him from doing anything else on top of it. And now, just stepping in front of the smoke with the Bucky to get that secondary and force Core to reconsider their initial approach. Whole party was there and he couldn't land enough damage to kill even one. Now the Prowler going to confirm that position, so Ion has to dare to try to fight it out. Still doing it with smoke, in fact. So the paint shells will actually be able to section him out just a tear. All this while, 3 from Core creeping up mid into the tower, where another shotgun lies. Xander ready to intercept as 2 creep up. Moose is fish food.
Ooh. You saw the second there of Kui just like, yeah, I can. Oh, actually, Judge, I don't know. We should wait.
Oh, the jump in! Ion does manage to get one, and Xander another! Fly will trade his way through the stack on main, though, and Xander again! Node finally shuts it down, but he's alone against 3 members of Shopify now. Or 2, excuse me.
30 seconds
One fallen.
left.
Star set up now to play for the long haul. Man, if Node does it here, we might just have to end the match already. Sees into bite, another tap on the spike, daring to force more util under his skin. Now the Nova Pulse to try to draw both on the up low, but the high low is looking so good now that it's set up in 10 seconds to go. He's got to make the call and he's got no stars left to do it. Surely he can't figure it out here. The head taps are just too difficult, and Shopify play with that perfectly. Xander holding his own long enough for the rest of the team to put the pieces together for a second round.
You see Exa just nope out of there, like, knife out in hand, like, oh, you actually swung? Oh, snap, and just holds down the strafe, trying to get out. But yeah, the hero of the round, Xander, coming alive. Xander having a stellar performance, not to be confused with Stellar, of course. The last time that these 2 teams faced up against each other, and has been kind of a really strong smokes player. Originally on this map was usually running the Astra, but moving over to the Omen, and has just looked so sharp on it. Holds it down for the team, and makes sure that this is going to be a winnable scenario. Satellite under a lot of pressure already, and that is going to force the operator away, so a lot of room gets bought here, but Xander again finds Fly in the midst of the smoke.
The drop smoke, Core's not expecting it. They just figure they can gun it a little bit harder. But finding the feet nets Shopify just that slightly earlier kill that prevents Core from being able to get inside. And now you've restuck Satellite on the operator whiff! And now Kumi can sit down, set up shop for God knows how long against Xander in this toe-to-toe. Another drop. He's not going to get convinced that easy, buddy.
Xander's so aggressive, but all the meanwhile.
Is he walking? Oh my God, he got through.
Yeah.
Smoked out the nade.
They're setting up for the Cosmic Divide here, but if Xander finds his kill, it's going to be huge. And that spike, everything goes to the wayside as the Cosmic Divide goes on.
Your knife is out, my G, and Xander again! Smoke having a dimensional drift just to get that back. Oh, and he can't even make it in time. He's still got to fight this out. He can't make it all the way through. Xander! What? Another controller ace? In the books here, potentially. But Xander will back away. Hand the space back over. Make sure that Note can't go buck wild as he already has before. And with 15 seconds to go, in fact, he'll sacrifice the chance for the ace. Note's gonna save, and Shopify will take a 3rd round.
I can't believe that we just witnessed that. That is insanity happening for Xander. Of course, you know, you expect Ion to be really the player that is going to be hyper aggressive, ready to just kind of go through those peaks. But then that time, Xander kind of taking a page out of Ion's books, unafraid to just force his way through. And you could tell the Core players were just simply unprepared, not expecting that level of aggression come through from the Omen. Somewhere Glyph is smiling. The drop smoke tech continues to live on in Challengers and is finding so much value still, as SRB are getting a foot in the door now. 3-7, 2 more rounds left into this half. It's going to be the Nightfall and the Pit available for Core. Right now, the win condition really is to get that spike down so you can get the ultimates online and really just punish the economy here. Satellite as well, back onto this operator. It is going to be a lot of pressure. Kubi going up top.
Face your fear!
Setting up the interceptor for the approach off of the Nightfall. Ion only caught by that Nightfall, and Ion able to spray his way down as well. Yeah, the double duelist able to just cut through that screen, and wow, the whole stack's here now. Shopify fully clear the board. It's flawless for round 11. Post ultimates as well. Shopify's found their rhythm.
In the half.
Yeah, they have, and I like to stack up that time on the defense. Put the two duelists together, and as well, you've got Exa up top just for that little bit of insurance. It always felt like there was a bit of a hole in heaven, allowing Core to kind of slip through, and then Ion was just in a world of pain. But we get to see a very classic characteristic of how Shopify like to play things. They've always got one player in one position to be a little bit more rambunctious, and after that initial contact happens, then you see somebody else swing out from another side. They're always watching each other's backs, and every time they make it work, it looks beautiful. Core trying to pull this one back as the duel gets set up yet again.
Well, it's gonna get smoked away so Smoke can get some extra space. That's the first time that his name has actually made things inconvenient to say, funnily enough. I thought it would happen way sooner. And now the TP away from Satellite. Pressure is fully on. Kumi with this Evo also still lurking up B main. Pay attention to that Guardian holding. As Spike has made its way over there. Might just be a full-blown steamroll attempt again here from Core.
Last round of the half now. Kumi as well. Evolution still online. Nexa walks through. Ion spotting one out, but it's a spray again. That Smoke's able to find.
Oh, but on the jump up, X is ready and finds the frag back. Can return away in time. No! No, it sprays through on the steps. And Core can maintain advantage. And Satellite still so committal with this operator means that you have to lean nature over so much sooner to the B site. Xander just walking in, Flya, waiting all the while. And that lurk on the tunnel is not going to work nearly as well this time around. Core will, in fact, steamroll. Set up the pit, and Satellite, I don't even think he's able to grab a gun, dude. He has to go to the tower in order to.
Yeah, Dimensional Drift available. I imagine the shorty's going to be in hand, but I don't know if this is the best way to kind of approach this right now. 1v4 scenario. This is just looking over, said, and done. Core, once again, expertly navigating the map, finding their spacing, finding their timing. Here we go. The Drift going to start us out.
Yeah, let's see what he can do here. The spots two. And immediately caught out. Yeah. Destroyed. Okay, so Core returned back to their own formula to find an 8th in the tail end of that half. That being said, switching sides over here, you can tell Shopify is keen, is aware, and is super locked in for the remainder of this. It's just about making sure that they don't get punished as consistently, as often as they've been able to get away with Core.
Yeah, and I really liked the way that Core was kind of controlling the entirety of the map on their attacking half. Honestly, it just looked really, really, really solid on how they want to do those rotations and move things around. But I have to bring up the fact that Core tends to be a more defensive-sided team here on Split. Of course, Shopify as well. They're no strangers to that attack. That is also their more favorite half, but Core just in general have more reps on this map. They're very solid in their own game plans. Right now, have a 4-round lead. Shopify have to make this one work, otherwise they're going to be down 2-0 on what were maps that they beat Core in their last series.
Kumi's attention already split. Toxic screen up in response. Flash their way in. Moose will be taken care of, and Kumi has to just get out. Smoked away as well. Does he dare to step out again? Not just yet. Just gonna lose that interceptor and wait for the rest of the team to return as Shopify will finally stick the plant. Nobody stuck up the screens, so Core can still gain a little bit of that extra space, but no flash back in. Smoke was committed to getting that Sheriff, so they've got to walk in kind of dry. Don't know if that drop from Ion was heard. It may have been. And they're already taking some pot shots his way. Poison Orbital.
Time is ticking down now. They have to get a move on.
You've got to get in now. Nova Pulse on one corner, but Xander holding close with the right click. That'll trade their way through, and Satellite can spray out the rest of the way with the help of Ion, who is now rotated back onto site. Shopify will have enough to get through here. As, yeah, Satellite can turn over. Hey, okay. But the pistol round will be theirs.
Yeah, and a much more decisive fashion this time around. Obviously, the first miss of the round was down to the wire, if I dare say so myself. But SRB a lot more aggressive this time, and this is the strengths of this double duelist composition, right? Like, Ion, a lot more of a solo duelist, a lot more favorable to just kind of send it in and, you know, make that space happen, kind of attract all that attention. While I like that Satellite plays a lot more together with the rest of SRB. That was one of their strengths on this map previously when we saw it, and I imagine that that's going to continue to be the pace that they want to play with. Satellite as well coming into this one. Okay, already finds a collat. Last time this happened was literally the last time we saw this map, so kind of crazy as Ion finds two as well. The duelists are singing.
Yeah, just chance the spray at that stage, and SRB are gonna gun it to be. Wow. Yeah, nice quick clear. No chance there of doing anything of note. Fly up. Just the classic in hand. If X is watching, we're good. Well, maybe not. Okay. All right. So far, we're fine. So far, I got no beef.
Yep. You just see it there, like, especially too, that's twice now. Flying 2 rounds in a row, just caught mid-reload, and then the other person's just like, oh, okay, I'll find this kill nice and easy. But unbelievable that Satellite finds yet another collat with the Outlaw here on split against QOR. Nice and easy. I think that last time was also after they had just won a pistol as well, so history really repeating itself as SRB feeling confidence kind of come through. Exa's going to have the rifle coming into this one, just that Phantom, or sorry, Ion as well. So they will have weapons to kind of contest this. Fly finding a lot of information, though. It's probably going to call the rest of the team to help out, I would imagine.
The gate crash is available, so at the very least, they're going to have Smoke check the B tunnel, but with the first kill already through and the rest of Shopify already available, yeah, they'll call that spray down, and Smoke will immediately get cleared. Another drop smoke from Xander, getting them from some free damage down, and a free sight as well. QOR can only hold on to heaven, and this bonus is already looking more than decent.
Yeah, it is, and we're seeing QOR try to group themselves up here to try and retake this. It's going to be awkward, though, because it's going to be Note all alone, but Note could technically do it. We've seen crazy things before.
He's already been caught with the Prowler. Moose and Kumi going to back away. This looks like a save now. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not enough time to justify, and Xander has just been so dangerous on the elbow to screens.
Yeah. They just decide it's simply not worth it. A 3-man save coming through, and like there was that opportunity, but as soon as Satellite kind of showed his head and they're like, yeah, actually, we're just not going to bother with this. Never mind. Let's just carry our rifles forwards. And it was such a decisive start to these rounds. And SRB on this attack, like I was pretty impressed when we got to see them previously against QOR, specifically on the attack. But still, it's looking so good. And yeah, at this point, QOR, you got to take that time out. 3 rounds in a row for SRB, meaning that they are, in fact, in striking distance. 1 round away as QOR, well, weapons aren't going to be great coming into this one, but at least they're able to carry those 3 rifles forwards.
Yeah, it's a tough call on what QOR goes for here. I don't know if they want to do a gamble stack because the rotation seems pretty quick, but you just can't step out of these entries. Shopify has too much ammo to justify like even stepping in front of the exec at this point. Like Smoke has to be so much more effective in the intercept from screens there. He has to like, I don't know, maybe wait a second or like toss a decoy out or just clearly match up with a little extra zhuzh in order for Shopify to get, you know, intimidated, because otherwise they have a couple points of contact they need to worry about just spraying down. Yeah. I don't even need to use that, but like Exa half the time hasn't even used his snake bite for those things.
Oh.
Like it's just been bullets, and it works. Guardian and a Bucky.
Consistent. And now QOR on a little bit of a weird buy. It's going to be interesting, but let's see what they've got coming out of this timeout. We saw Shopify Rebellion go for this kind of like 5-man attack, and I imagine we're going to continue to see it. This time X is going to be lurking on that A site, but Note's going to be checked. Smoke, not so much. Vengeful Drift now online.
Cutting noise. Setting the gate crash up for the late entry. Seems like he might just peek mid, and then, yeah, there's the drift. So he'll crunch up in a tower first, get the confirmed body up here, hop down, and then take the wide angle. Smoke still catching before TPing out, and they fully stopped. Smoke gets both. He finds Satellite wrapping back around and gets him too. The timing on that gate crash must have been insane. And Flya intercepting Nature's rotation. Could we be flawless here? Oh no! All right. Well, Flya will fall, but the rest of course stands tall. And a marvelous intercept. I mean, I don't know how much of that was a read from Smoke on where Satellite would end up, but shoot, he'll take that.
Oh, absolutely, he'll take that. And Smoke, once again, being the player to kind of swap over into playing this Yoru duelist, and has looked so good. Playing a lot more with the team, playing, you know, the fast rambunctious style of Yoru that Exeter kind of introduced us to from Challengers last year. But this time it's just a lot more measured, a lot more contact, a lot more consistent. The door gets shut on Shopify Rebellion Black before they can even open it. And it's kind of crazy because that was the dimensional drift invested in there, and it still comes down to just getting sprayed through with smoke on entry.
Yeah, is this where QOR lock it down now that they have the rifles to prove it? Was that streak with the bonus merely a fluke? QOR playing conservative until they can get that snowball rolling. Smoke sprayed, Moose down. Already a great start to the aggressive approach up mid that is now questioned. Shopify, now toss a Prowler. Yeah, the quick back step into the double down forces QOR to split the diff on both sides of the map. So only two standing. And Smoke has to take that first sight line as early as possible. Nightfall intercepts the crowd, does everybody wrong. And everybody's stuck now. Xander hops in the smoke for B-Main though, and the pinch will still happen for Shopify. Every time it just looks so guaranteed. The other team just swipes their legs under them.
Spike plant.
My mental is boomed watching Xander find that kill with the shorty. It was nowhere close to him, and he still just walked into the smoke, and you're dead. And then the rest of QOR fall like dominoes. What was initially just an excellent hold, the Nightfall was perfect. It knew exactly where this attack was going to be going. The information just worked out, but sometimes SRB just find the kills. And there's simply nothing you can do about it. QB just waiting now with the Vandal, waiting for someone to potentially poke their head around the corner to get another ultimate orb, but SRB aren't even going to give up that opportunity.
Flya is supposed to call that there's 3 caught by the Nightfall, and just nobody swings that stack. That's vulnerable.
Yeah.
And instead you walk into the smoke where Xander has the ability to jump peek into with the shorty because you know there's somebody else on the pinch because you only caught 3 with the Nightfall.
Oh, man.
That was such a throw. I'm gonna be so honest. Like, you had that in the bag. Flya had the most perfect ultimate I've ever seen on this map. And it's been gone to waste. Smoke now has to drift to potentially save this round, dude. To save the eco. QOR's screwed if they don't win this.
Oh, man. Let's see how this one goes. Ion as well has the showstopper available, so still things on the board for SRB. As you see, they just use the Prowler, but wants the information, so just trying to run away from Prowler as long as possible. Smoke now watching up in heaven, or sorry, at the top of middle. Operator in hand, looking for an opportunity here, and Nature might be the one to do this round, but they do an excellent job at kind of clearing this one out.
Yeah, just making sure Smoke doesn't have a decent visage for even a second here. Just has to relocate, and they think that the strong side is A. Now that the Interceptor's been wasted, they'll think the Shopify are going to have at least one member lurking there. But X has already rotated through the sewer, and it seems like they're going to still try and aggro through mid here. Yeah, Ion going for the showstopper, but vulnerable! And so is Exa! Was that a Nova Pulse that they stuck down? Or a Gravity Well? One of those, either way. Note just farmed 4 assists.
Oh, man, that was a tough round to watch. Actually, I think it was Moose just launching the snake bite in the midst of it all.
Oh,
Everybody not done. And then on top of that, too, like the timing on the rocket to initialize, you could see that Ion was mid pulling the rocket out. And honestly, that single kill would have been enough to try and open the gate there. But that was a bit of a rambunctious play to walk over a bunch of poison and get everybody nice and vulnerable. And that mid aggression just amounts to absolutely nothing. and Core already ready to send in their reinforcements there. You see that first step after the utility gets used, they back up onto the site, but they can rotate at a moment's notice because they take
10
that step
seconds left.
backwards. So you can see that there are a lot of ideas going into this Core defense and making sure that they're going to be reinforcing where the pressure points of the SRB attack are going. And given the fact that we've seen this map before, I imagine Core once again have done their homework. Whereas SRB, because they won this one last time, sure, you can do a little bit of homework on how Core want to play it. But at the end of the day, Core might just have a bit of a better read since Core were the ones who had to change up their style for this match.
Yeah, really necessary call at this stage. And just those singular plays can completely topple you. And we see that time and again here. And the more players on the side of Core that are individually able to create that threat like Moose just has, the more backups you have to start initiating for Shopify. And they've already been kind of bouncing between these site entries. Not out of indecision, just out of trying to force Core to throw over more than they should.
And
feels like you can play with the clock even more than you already are.
yeah,
Like you could back in that previous round, it feels like you could maybe even still throw the showstopper down from Ion, just wait a couple seconds for the snake bite to go, and then go for a B pinch off of that, even if he dies. Like, it's just Shopify has options. If anything, Effie's probably just reminding them that they do.
Yes. That's kind of exactly what the point I wanted to make was, because so many of these attacks have, sure, it's been on different areas, but they've just been so like, we're going all in. Let's do our best. Let's fly in and find some kills, everybody. It's going to be great, even if we get caught by a nightfall. And we still somehow are winning it out. And so I think that that timeout has to be called to say, hey, slow things down a little bit more. Force out some of that utility. Take your time. Play the information game before you decide to execute into these sites, because the rounds are so fast, so furious, but Core have been doing a great job at setting up their utility to be able to find it, as Exa somehow able to stay alive in the midst of that spray down.
Kumi caught the window, and what a transfer onto Exa to find the second. Satellite's already in though. Shopify are just gonna try and battering ram, and Ion with a huge soar up to heaven to catch Kumi. That was a sick arc. Now the walk up again from Smoke, and he whiffs it. Satellite beats him down before he can even let the shot fly. And Shopify may have found it again. Enough space making. Eye on the extension. Catches Moose too. And now the tuck can remain on the ramp. So Shopify take over even more of that space. Oh no, yeah, getting toyed with a tad bit. Xander just gonna fire away that paranoia. Space him out.
Taking that back.
Keeping guns would be really nice here though. So the quick fadeaway on the Nebula to bring Note down to 75.
Obscuring vision.
God, no time.
Not anymore.
Yep.
And there you go. Nice way to approach it to make sure you don't lose another body there. Which Shopify still got to stay keen on doing. It is still quite an uphill battle from here. As there's still more Fulcrum rounds to win in Core. I mean, they've been relatively set up, and they do have some ultimates in the cycle here ready to go. So yeah, I mean, these intercept plays are still so dangerous for them.
Yeah, and I want to remind you the tools that Shopify Rebellion Black have on the entry, right? Like, they've got Ion, they've got Satellite, and they've got Xander. 2 of these 3 agents can teleport, and the last one does an excellent job at just navigating the space and drawing a lot of attention. And they have to kind of use that X factor, that confusion, to be able to try and find those kills onto Core. You're just not expecting the agents to get into the little nooks and crannies that they've consistently been able to. That, to me, feels like it could be that win condition for SRB to be able to find anything. We already see the Prowler going exploring outside of that A site. Smoke catching that teleport there, so the operator gets identified. A lot of information gained by SRB as Moose uses the snake bite there, but will just get sprayed down.
Yeah, enough pressure placed to just mow it down, and Satellite gonna go for the insert here. Fly up for the peek up, and Satellite turns to that as well. Now forcing him to be just that singular threat while Core has to look for the opening, and Note has caught Xander meditating.
There.
Not what you expect out of the Omen, but Xander was looking for an opportunity potentially to go out there, but nope, spots them all out. So
Yeah.
it's going to be smoke in heaven.
Oh, Ion with the quick approach up with the blast packs, and the operator's already been clocked. Now you can flash your way through him. Smoke still manages to land one more, but can't blindly find his way up the zip, so it'll be a 3v1 back again for Kumi, and yeah, you bet your bottom dollar he ain't taking that. So it'll be 10 up here on Split Marks. It's gotten close again, man.
No, I'm not saying I called it, but it's looking more and more likely like overtime might just be on the horizon. Shopify Rebellion Black, though, doing a really good job that time and circumventing a lot of that space. And sure, Xander kind of getting caught off guard, but still we're looking at a great kind of take in. As well as I want to highlight one of the things I'm noticing, Satellite not going for the operator or sniper rifle anymore. We talked about the duel coming in between Satellite and Smoke. But at this point, like now that Smoke has been activated, you see Satellite losing a lot of those duels now. Hey, it's all good. Just play with the rest of the team. Let's use that QOR utility, not as an escape measure. After you find those operator kills at the beginning of the round, use it to infiltrate into the site and help us get space. I think it's working out better for SRB, swapping Satellite more into the spearhead because he's been finding a lot of frags. It's been looking really good from him. And that kind of feels like it's going to be the big factor to kind of make sure that SRB might be able to convert more of these rounds and potentially tie up our series 1-1.
I love the break point on the map picks coming through double duty potentially here if Shopify keep the streak going. Smoke gets sussed out by the Prowler, has to TP nice and early back into ace screens. Shopify going into the close quarters. Flya!
My God.
Able to catch X on the walk up. There's your lurker already gone.
Right there.
With the Sheriff, no less. And now QOR can easily weigh the stack in, go for the gamble. Kumi's been caught out. Yeah, Ion's heard that before. Come on. The one guy you're going to try and do that against?
Yep. To be fair, I will say the last time these two teams faced there, Kumi walked away with a double kill off that box, so, you know, it was a pain point.
Just trying to relive the glory days, huh?
Exactly, and it was Ion 2 who was the one who walked by that box, so mistakes not being repeated this time around. But I liked how I hyped up the fact that Satellite was now playing the rifle duty, but this time, of course, sorry, Satellite has now got the sniper rifle in hand. Regardless, though, in a little bit of a hide-and-seek game, it looks like SRB are going to choose the right site to engage onto. Nobody home for QOR. Well, QOR... Oh, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, there we go. Dimensional Drift actually coming out just to confirm that there's nobody on the site. So it's actually going to work out all good for QOR, who will be able to make this 4-man retake happen.
Yeah, got a good execute itself. Just had to shift walk your whole way there because Flyo is so tucked up, listening for the rotation. But yeah, already a crucial couple seconds wasted. Satellite posted up the one-shot sniper, but Moose is quicker. Huge, and Flyo now making his way back through spawn. If this is the round QOR win, oh goodness me. Nature and Ion posted up. Dimensional Drift gonna catch both of them out. Ion still able to find his on the opener. Now the showstopper just to play keep away. Blast Pack doing the same sort of thing, but the defense walks in through screens as well. Smoke holds his own in the meantime, and now it's just Ion left, who Smoke can turn to as well. The one-man army when all else can't break through, and with still more than enough time, QOR can hold on to the lead.
That's a crazy Thrifty coming through, and really it was Flya finding that initial kill right as soon as the gates pretty much opened. So sharp, takes down Exa. And that could have been a lot of stall potential that was going to happen there, but then that time around, QOR just completely surround and dominate SRB on the actual site. Nothing to be had, nothing to be made. Shopify Rebellion Black, they will have enough money to continue to buy into this next one. Ion, though, uses the showstopper. Oh my goodness me. Oh, look at all of the ultimates that have been expended on Shopify Rebellion Black's side. Only Exa, 2 ultimate orbs away, while QOR laughing from their throne. 3 ultimates available and pretty powerful ones at that.
Yeah, oh, and Flya immediately just spraying down the approach to try to catch the post TP. Such a good first blood by him.
The sprays through the smokes. It's crazy. How consistent
Yeah, just keep it going. Why not?
I know, right? Just always shoot. Just always shoot through your smokes. That's the only lesson to be learned right now.
Opening up heaven one half at a time. Ion and Nature using that util in tandem. Stopped by a Nebula. And now Flya can just toss it all right back. QOR maintaining the neutral solo against 4 people right now. As that Viper's Pit continues to be the midway that SRB really don't want to push into. finally giving away that space. Took forever. You're at 50 seconds and Shopify hasn't even cleared through the ramps all the way.
And they're going to try and take this heaven control here, but Smoke is still just watching it. Like Hawk, still with an operator in hand, so that's such a deadly thing to... Yeah, that's exactly how I expected that one to play out.
And Fly's position not red on the bottom here. Quick wrap again. He is just a dormouse. Smoke. Woo! Show off to get them to 12. And Shopify, I mean, they might come as close as they did last time, but close is not close enough.
Eesh. Not close enough indeed, and now their buy is looking a little bit scattered. Take a look, Ion got a Bucky in hand. To be fair, we did see some magic with some shotguns earlier, but this is not how you wanted things to go. And on top of that too, the changeup of where this positioning was, Smoke went completely unchecked. There was nothing for SRB to clear Smoke out from the back of that site. They just walk into a death trap, struggling to even get that heaven control. Just like that, QOR looking to take this series 2-0 at this point. Evolution gets activated. It's going to be the poke through. It's a bit more of a gamble for QOR onto A. But as always, they can swing over to mid if they need be. And SRB look poised yet again to add that additional pressure here.
Decoy just to burn away. On the trip. Prowler to suss out the vents. Shopify want to maintain the presence in mid. After the pit attempted to condition. Exa ready for the collapse. Avoids the haunt. As the two will try to overstep right as this pinch will... Oh, Xander with the double up. Trying to trade out against Exa, but Kumi holds his own. And QOR stay positive. Now the defensive Nightfall coming out from Flya on the rest of the crowd. Shopify yet again, don't expect it. Vulnerable, all tied together like a three-legged race. They must overextend, Satellite must overcommit, and the spike is stuck. No more opportunities. And it is 2-0 here in the series. QOR just one map away from taking their first title in North American Challengers history.
Which would be absolutely bonkers if that was going to be the case. But once again,